Now, where the heck did you get that from? That theme does not fit with this show. No, that's I don't even know what that is. No, it's got to be something, you know, majestic, something to make the show feel important. Okay, but not this ding 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 like Christmas stuff. What is that? I don't know. An organ? It's like I'm on a roller skating rink or something. Hey everybody, excuse me. I was just talking to my producer there. He, as you know, if you watch my past videos, he's been screwing around with the opening titles music, and I don't know. What do you like? Do you like the original from the Circus Zoo one or something? Or we're not going to do that I talk too much, even though we all know I talk too much, but I can't use that, and I don't want to use this one. No, it's... Anyway, guys, welcome to Defending My Collection. We're into the letter M's now. I don't have too much to say at the beginning before we get started with the movies, because I don't want to make this... I got 2 tall stacks, and I don't want to make this another long one, even though that seems to be what always seems to happen. Anyway, guys... for those of you just stopping by, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you subscribe down below and share these videos with your friends and your other YouTubers, and, you know, just spread me around to your friends. Anyway, guys, I'm getting close to 300 subscribers. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm up to, I believe, 245 right now. And I think, I notice what some YouTubers are doing is, usually when you get to the 300 mark or something, they do a giveaway. And I think I'm going to do some kind of a giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to give away. Maybe I'll give away a movie poster or something. That'd be cool. Something different than a movie. Wouldn't that be kind of, maybe I will do that. Anyway, we'll see when it gets there. If I get another 50 subscribers, I'll probably do a little contest or something to say thanks to all my new subscribers out there. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. I got a couple pickups, but I'm not going to go into them. They're older movies. You know, they're ones I found in the bargain bin, $5.99 or whatever, and I'll show them off in another pickups video later on down the line when I get, like, there's only 3. Like when I get maybe 5 or something, I'll do a little video. But anyway, we're doing the M's. Let's get to it. Yeah, well, prime the old system up, and let's go to the first film. Yeah, we're starting. Look at that. Five minutes already. Anyway, it's all your fault. No, go find a good theme, all right? You don't have to watch me. Go look and find a good theme for the next show. Anyway, this is a childhood favorite, guys. Very disappointed with the transfer, though. The colors are off, and it could be so much more vibrant if they were tweaking. My buddy actually took stills from this, and then he tweaked it in Photoshop, and it looks amazing. I really wish they would have done that for this release. But this is a Rankin Bass classic. Usually watch it around Halloween. It's Mad Monster Party. Yeah, it's a fun one. Got a lot of great voices in here. Phyllis Diller, Boris Karloff, and they don't really say on here. Well, I guess I could read in the credits here. Boris Karloff. Yeah, a lot of other people we really don't know. But anyway, most of you horror fans know this. This comes with the DVD and the Blu-ray. It's not in a cheapo eco case. Oh no, it is a cheapo eco. Yeah, should have figured. I think if anything comes out on Blu-ray within the next, well, they can't say anything because there are studios that still use the ones, but these are, you know, squeezy. Ain't got much to say about that. It's a childhood favorite. You guys have all seen it, know it. If you haven't seen it, this is a great one. I saw this in the theater back. When did this come out? 79? 78. That was pretty close. 78. People are pretty scared about ventriloquist dummies. And I thought this was the first movie that I actually took notice to Anthony Hopkins. I never knew of him, I don't believe, unless he was in some like war films or some other films that he had a smaller part and I didn't really know him or recognize him. But this is the one when I first took note of him and said, man, this guy is a damn good actor. I'm going to keep an eye on this guy's career. And we all know where Anthony Hopkins went and is. Quirky, man. He's a creepy guy. Attaboy! Go up the hill and kiss the girl goodbye. Yeah, it's and Anne Margaret. It's a creepy little film. It really is, and it's done really well. There's there's a scene when Burgess Meredith, his manager, comes to his little cabin where he's kind of hiding out, and he has the ventriloquist dummy on the couch next to him, and he just tells him, can you just go 5 minutes without doing his voice, and because he's getting a little and that scene is great, the tension building, and then there's a point where he's yelling at it, and he gets up from the couch, and the doll's head just kind of turns, and you wonder, is it the movement of the couch that made the doll turn, or did the doll really turn? Great movie. If you haven't seen Magic, it's an old classic from the 70s, or pick it up if you find it real cheap. It's a great, look at that, it's a great movie, it really is. Next up, another great, Paul Thomas Anderson, man. And we're in the M's, and we're talking about Magnolia. Ain't got much to say. Everybody's seen this. You either love it or you hate this film, and I absolutely love it. I adore it. It's a long sit through, but it really, wow, it really breaks you up in some spots. It's got amazing performances in here. Oh, some great performances. Excuse me. This is like one of the first movies where I said, wow, Tom Cruise, direct him well, get him good dialogue. He's fantastic in this. When he goes to visit Robarts and he's at the bed there breaking down, it's pretty amazing. I mean, you might start watching the movie and see him as that character on stage, and he's very obnoxious and all, and you go, is that Tom Cruise? But stick with it. Get to the scene at the end, near the end there, where he goes to visit his father, that they're estranged, and wow, powerful. And then the kid on the game show, and just visually beautiful, the style. Paul Thomas Anderson is like a modern day Scorsese, the way he moves the camera, uses the camera. But yeah, so many great stories, so many great performances. If you haven't seen Magnolia, check it out. I believe this is like the only version that came out so far, no big special editions. Had a big DVD set, got rid of it. A lot of good movies in the M's. This is a very underrated classic, I believe, and performance by Jim Carrey. And it got no or bad notoriety when it did come out. Because Jim Carrey, he's doing serious. I don't like him serious. I want to see him talk out of his ass and be funny. No, this is a damn good movie. And it's got a cool little cameo with Bruce Campbell. As a character inside of a movie, like a swashbuckling Indiana Jones type character. It's pretty funny, the little scene that's on there. And I think that's an extra. Movie within, the Sand Pirates of the Sahara. It is on here as a complete extra. Kind of like another one we'll get to shortly. But that's a nice bonus. But if you passed on this because you said, it doesn't look good, it's Jim Carrey, it's a great movie. It's a great... touches bases on a lot of true things, and anyway, great movie. See The Majestic. This is a favorite comedy of mine. I was talking about, what was the sports movie? There was one movie I was talking, and I brought up Major League, saying I consider this more of a sports comedy. Kingpin. I was talking about Kingpin, and I says I consider it more of a screwball comedy than a bowling movie. This I consider more of a baseball comedy, and I love it, man. Everybody in here, Willie Mae Hayes, and it is bad luck to drink from Joe Boo's whiskey. It's great, and it has a fantastic ending. Of course, they win, and the big game. But there's so many goofy characters all around, and it's just a fun time. This is a great movie to watch, like right around now in the baseball season. It feels very heavy and thick. That's because it's not an eco, but man, this is like an early DVD or Blu-ray case. It's very, very sturdy. It feels heavier than like the Majestic. This one feels very light, heavy. I'm sure they're cutting back on the plastic, just like on some. Although this ain't the. I don't think this might have been part of the original movie poster art, but Stoutman in one of his past videos was talking about how cheap companies are getting, like with his Mrs. Doubtfire, how it's just Robin Williams and the whole thing is white, so they're saving on ink, printing ink, and all that. And what are you gonna do? I wasn't gonna pick this up, and then this came out as a special edition. Kevin Smith's movies. Love him or hate him. I kind of like his view askew averse that he created. and you know, follows along through the different movies, the characters jumping from Amy to Mallrats to this and that. Mallrats, yeah, with a slipcover, which actually opens up to show you. Oh, this is one of those, where were you? Yeah, this is the best of the decade. So they're talking about what was in the headlines, what was the pop culture, what was at the movies, what TV shows. Those are kind of cool when you get these older movies. Company is this? This is Rogue Pictures. Oh, it's a Universal. Yeah, because they did those anniversary ones too that opened up. Anyway, Mallrats. I do like it. It's not a great film. It has moments that I enjoy. It's always good to see Jay and Silent Bob. And then he took it even further in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which we'll get to. Oh no, we already did that in the Jays. Where he took those characters on a whole another ride. But this was okay. A very young Ben Affleck in here, playing an ass. And he gets his comeuppance. I wonder if they have the deleted scenes that were cut out of him in the prison at the end. I think they do. I don't remember, and I haven't seen it in a while. I really haven't seen Mallrats in a while. But I picked this up because it came down in price, and it was kind of a special edition-y. What's inside? Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek what's inside. Oh, there's a UV code, which is probably no good anymore. But it's just a disc with the UV code. Hey, nobody wrote me. Nobody's writing me. I was talking to another YouTuber, which I actually have to do a... I'm going to do a shout-out video, and I'm going to go through most of my subscribers, just say their names, say their YouTube names, and some of the ones that I'm kind of active with that do write comments, and we talk back and forth. I'll highlight those guys a little better, and girls. And yeah, subscribers. I lost my train of thought of what I was going to do. Oh, the UV codes. I was going to say nobody... there's only one person out of all these videos that I've been doing where I've been giving the UV codes out to you guys. And only one person ever wrote and says, hey, I got it, thanks. The movie was good. Excuse the burps. But every video I'm doing, I'm giving 1 or 2 out. But I never hear if anybody cashes them in, and they might just take them and... I'm not going to say, oh, I was going to say that about subscribers. I want to do a shout-out thing, but I noticed there's a lot of people that hide their name to a subscription, meaning that there's a place on YouTube where you can go and click and see all the list of all the subscribers, but there's a group, there's an option for you as a YouTuber that when you subscribe, it'll hide your name. It'll show up that, yeah, there's a subscription there, a subscribe, but I don't know who's subscribing. I don't get a notification or anything like that. So you guys are on private. I can't say hi to you. I can't give you a shout out. So I don't know who you are, but thanks for subscribing anyway. You know, right? Let's move on. Oh, an excellent Korean film. There was a time there. I think it was through the 2000s. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, excuse me. I was doing stuff this morning, and now I'm achy. There was a time I was really getting heavy into the Korean cinema. I don't know which one was the first, but there was a couple that really made me go, wow, Korean cinema, really? SJA, was that one of them? And what's the one with all the prisoners that are trained on the island, and then they're all on the bus, and there's a big shootout at the end? That's a fantastic movie. I got them on DVD. When we get to the DVD section, I'll talk about them. But I got into Korean cinema and just loved the style, the visual style, and the stories, the storytelling. It's different than the U.S., the America's way of telling a story. Much smarter. But anyway, this is a great movie that I stumbled upon. Well, I didn't stumble. I just kept eye on trailers and the news of what was coming up, and this was getting real good marks. The Man from Nowhere. And if you haven't seen it, put it on your queue, put it on your list. This comes with the slipcover. I was lucky enough to get that. Oh, it's a different cover than the slipcover. Glare. Okay. And let's open it up here. It's got a nice little insert with the disc. It's on the other side of... Oh, it's just like chapter stops, which is cool. I won't get into it because, as with most of the Korean films I see, and then I'm so pleasantly surprised when I do see them, I go in knowing nothing. Maybe I'll watch a trailer just to see the style. Oh, it's an action film, or oh, it's this film. this kind of a film. And I looked at the trailer of this one, so I did know kind of what the story was. You know, he's a hitman that's hiding out, and it's kind of like Leon in a way, because then there's a little girl that he's trying to protect, and it's not like Leon at all. But it is kind of like Leon, because it's a hitman. Although Leon was a cleaner, he wasn't really a hitman. Anyway, well, in Leon he was a hitman, wasn't he? In La Femme Nikita, the Leon character was actually a cleaner, which in Point of No Return, which I didn't like, the Bridget Fonda remake of La Femme Nikita, I believe Harvey Keitel played the cleaner, who then kind of reprised guys, he reprised that cleaner role in Pulp Fiction. Tarantino saw him in the, I think that's how it all went. But anyway, this is a damn good movie. It's a great action film, real intense. I mean, if you're familiar with Korean cinema, you know how extreme the violence can get, and the shootouts are brilliantly filmed, and it's just a great, great movie. The Man from Nowhere. Look it up. I'm sure it's out there. Here's the back. I can give you a little peek at the back there. Yeah. Great flick. Love it, love it, love it. And my man, not my friend. Cool if he was my friend, but he would not want to be my friend. I'm a weird guy. My man Denzel, Man of Fire. Man, what a great movie. This one, again, just was like, wow, this is an amazing movie. Who did this? Tony Scott. Tony Scott, should have known from his style, that quick editing and the flashes and everything. Just an amazing performance by Dakota Fanning, who I believe was the first time. This is the first movie I've seen her in, and my gosh, she was amazing. I mentioned this with a few people like Danielle Harris, and there was one other one, where child actors. It's very hard. And I kind of made a movie in the past with a friend of mine, and we dealt with some child actors, and one was great, one was okay. But it's very hard to get great performances out of a child actor or actress. And, well, the term is actor now, politically correct, whether you're a female or male. But I'm taken aback when I see a great performance by a child. And little Dakota did in this one. And then when she got a little older and started appearing in other movies, you know, like Spielberg's War of the Worlds, I was like, she's a robot, right? She's possessed. She can't be that good. She's just too perfect. Anyway, Man on Fire, I'm sure you've seen it. It's an older movie, I believe from the 90s, maybe the early 2000s. But it's a great flick. I really do like it. And it's cheapo eco. And although it has a nice, at least it's got some picture art on the disc. So you got that going for it. Why do they actually do have the barcode, but then sometimes you get a sticker on top of the barcode? Why do they do that? Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm not going to say much about this. All you Eastwood fans, see, my mind wants to go fast, and then the words come out, blah, 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 blah. And I mentioned in the other video, too, it's like, I'm talking so fast, but yet the videos are long. Anyway, I'm not going to say much about these movies. You know them. You love them. Had to pick up the collection. This comes with the remastered Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And it's just a nice presentation, you know, nice cardboard box. The movies as so. Great. I'm not going to say much. I love it. I remember the first story of the day. It's not a big story. I just remember my mom growing up in the house I grew up with my parents, in the dining room, because you had the kitchen, the dining room, and then the living room, or the front room, as we called it in growing up in early Chicago. It was the front room, but we would call it the front room. Hey, we're going in the front room. Front room? Yeah, the front room. And then there was a dining room. And the dining room usually had like a nice table and the curio cabinet with all the plates and glasses and stuff like that. And, you know, when guests would come over on the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we'd all sit around the table, you know, and put out the good china and all. And it was great. But there was also in the corner, well, not in the corner, along a wall, there was one of these gigantic stereos, like from back in the 70s, where the lid opened. And then there was 2 speakers on either side, and inside was a record player, and then a big old hole where you can put all the records to go floop, floop, floop through them. And I believe there's a radio in there. And my mom had like, you know, Paul Anka and Dean Martin and Bing Crosby albums and things like that, and presidential speeches. There was like a Kennedy album or a few albums of President Kennedy's, John F. Kennedy's speeches. She had those, and my dad had those. And but we also had, because my brother was older than me, and he started collecting soundtracks and stuff, and he had the old, all of them, Fistful of Dollars, the soundtracks to those, and he would listen to them constantly, and I didn't even know what the movies were from. He also had the Bond, the Goldfinger, Thunderball. That's how I grew to love those soundtracks from those movies. But he would always play the Man with No Name music, and I always thought it was just so cool. It was great. And the Magnificent Seven soundtrack he would play a lot. And it was just so great listening to that. And then finally, like when I was getting into movies, when I was going to film school and stuff, I started watching these old movies. And they were new to me because they were on television, but when I was a kid growing up, they bored me. There was no monsters in it. There was no Dr. Smith and the Robot. I wanted to watch that crap when I was growing up, you know, and not a guy out in the desert shooting bad people and stuff. But I did grow to appreciate them. They're great movies now. They're classics. They're instant classics, you know, with all the rest that are out there, classic-wise. But I'll never forget those. And that's my first story of the day. First catch of the day. That's why I grew to love those movies. Wow. I talked about this back. What was the movie? Probably Cannibal Holocaust. I think I brought this movie up. Well, I know I did because it had to do with, well, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was another movie, and I just brought up I went on a tangent about opening themes to movies. And then I did bring it up when I was talking about Cannibal Holocaust, how the opening theme to that, how beautifully haunting it is. To me, is very similar to the opening theme of Mark of the Devil, which is, again, hauntingly beautiful. You know, I showed off the vomit bag. I think, I don't know if it was in one of my Defending My Collections or What's in the Box videos, but I have it framed, the original vomit bag that I got from this when I saw it back in the 70s. I saw this with a double bill of the original Night of the Living Dead at the Highway Theater on Western Avenue, Western and 63rd Street in beautiful downtown Chicago. It wasn't downtown, it was, you know, on the outskirts, southwest side. But that Highway Theater was a porn theater. And I know I told this story, I don't know where, but it was a porn theater, and every once in a while they would, when did I talked about that? Every once in a while they would, like maybe on the weekends or something, they would play a regular movie, like The Sound of Music, or Mark of the Devil. And then the rest of the week it was porn, you know, Seika, or, no, there wasn't Seika back then, it was probably Marilyn Chambers, and anyway, those people. And it was very odd that it was like, there's a porn. Is it clean? Can we go in there and see Mark of the Devil and Night of the Living Dead? Is the floor going to be a mess? Are the seats going to be clean? It didn't matter. I was a kid. I was how young? Well, this was 70. I'm looking for the date, and you're all out there that know the date are yelling it out to me. It says 1969, Hi-Fi Stereo. Did this come out in 69? So it was probably a second-run theater. They were showing older. Yeah, they were. Night of the Living Dead. So it must have been 1970, 71 that I saw this in Night of the Living Dead for the first time at the theater. Night blew me away. It was the first time I saw a movie that had a bad ending, a downer ending, where the hero, well, spoilers, I'm not going to go into it, in case you guys never seen Night of the Living Dead. But Mark of the Devil was the one that, I don't think it was the first time I've seen gore. I must have seen gore, or I knew of it, because there were movies, you know, well, those were in the 70s. There were early movies, well, like the Herschel Gordon Lewis movies that although I didn't get into those in the 80s. I don't know what the first, that would be a thing I'm going to have to think about, what the first, or a good question to ask everybody. What was the first real gory movie everybody saw and how they feel about it? But this was the first one for me. I couldn't believe the torture scenes and the nudity, you know, and it was the first time it opened my eyes to extreme cinema, I would say. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I had this on VHS. I had this on DVD when it came out. And now Arrow did a beautiful, and I believe it's in the US now, but this is Arrow. When it came out, I couldn't wait. I wanted to get it right away to make sure I wasn't imagining the tongue getting cut out or the needle in the eye or the guy with no pants sitting on a seat of nails. Very weird stuff. Here's the Arrow card that came with it, with all the ones in the back. Arrow, again, here's the original poster art that's also on the vomit bag. I should run and get it and show it to you guys, because I don't know what video that was in, and I'm going to go get it. Hold on, I'm talking. Anyway, comes with a, you know, a plethora of discs too, and here's another optional poster art. I've never seen that one other than in this set. Reversible, you know, no poster in these. The later Arrows don't have posters, but as far as I know. But it's absolutely loaded with extras. Look at all those extras. And, yeah, it affected me. And I'll be back. And I'm back. Yep, here it is. It's framed, ready to go up. Oh, I had it up back there. This is the original vomit bag. It doesn't really say vomit bag on it, does it? No. Oh yeah, this vomit bag and the price of one admission will enable you to see the first film rated V for violence. Positively the most horrifying film ever made. Can't pull it out. Anyway, my vomit bag, an original. Let's put it down there. That's one of my prized possessions. That's one of those things that when I was a little kid and I went to that theater and saw that and got that, I was like, I didn't know what promotional items were. It was just like, wow, this is cool, a vomit bag. And up until that time, I've only knew of vomit bags on airplanes because my mom, we used to go to Florida a lot when I was little, and I would always see the bag in there. And then my mom, that's when he gets sick. Usually you put go sick in there. But yeah, I got that, and for the youngest kid I was, although I was a collector back then, I had a scrapbook that I would cut out movie ads. A big, thick book. I would always look in the movie section of the newspaper, and there would be like an ad for something coming out, and I would always cut it out and then tape it in a little scrapbook. And I had this scrapbook for the longest time. It was probably when I was in my 30s and I was moving around. I just got rid of it. I said, what do I want this for? And the tape was following the ads, but I wish I had it because I had so many great ads from the newspaper of a lot of movies I seen, the Doberman Gang and Willard and Ben and Mark of the Devil and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, you through life you throw things away and you don't have them anymore. But anyway, that's Mark of the Devil. Mark of the Devil. Arrow is great. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. It looks like it's not centered, but you kind of want to see the poster. New poster, Wicked Wicked. Great movie. I love Wicked Wicked. And Doc Vibes. Anyway, here we go. Oh. Yeah, is this an import? This is an import. E1, which makes me think I got this from the UK. I don't know where I got this from. The back is in English and in Début des années, laissez un petit filet de dix années. It sounds Spanish. Martyrs. Martyrs was one hell of a horror movie. I heard about it, and I searched the web and found a copy. Daddy isn't here anymore, Mrs. Torrance, is where I get a lot of my stuff, especially if it's a foreign film, and I know it's been released overseas on DVD or Blu-ray now, and it's not out in America. Just kind of like the new one that just came, that's being advertised, Goodnight Mommy. I was able to find, because that's already out in Europe on DVD, and there's a copy floating around of the DVD, so I was able to Mrs. Torrance that, and that's how I saw Martyrs for the first time, and it blew me away. I mean, Inside was another one. There were these foreign films that were coming out of France, High Tension, and although High Tension has a weird little ending, but nonetheless, it's an amazing, gory horror film with some cool quality kills. But extreme cinema, again, coming from a lot of the Japan horror, the J-horror, and going into the French and going into different countries' horrors, Touristas, and what's the other one? Where they're anyway, there's so many great horror movies. Inside, I want a nice Blu-ray of Inside, and it hasn't come out yet. Some company has to start releasing these extreme, although I think Martyrs is out in the US now, but they got to start release. Is there a company? I mean, Shout and Scream Factory, they're doing like the genre films of the 80s, those horror films and fantasy films and stuff. But there's no like Blu-ray distributor that's doing like extreme horror, is there? I know DVDs they're out, but not on Blu-ray. And Martyrs and Inside and things like that should be Touristas. They should be released. Anyway, this if you're a horror fan, you know of this movie, and you're either with it or without it on the ending or the extreme brutality to women. But if you step back from it, it's like a two-part, damn unbelievable horror film. With an ending that's very questionable and kind of makes you step back and think. Step back. Think. Martyrs. See it if you want a good shock. This I heard about the year it came out. It was on quite a few best of the year lists. I had never heard of it. And I gave it a try and checked it out, and I fell in love with it. The simple claymation animation. It's not claymation. Well, you know what I mean. The love story that blossoms, and the bizarre humor in it, and the style of it. I'm talking about Marion Max. Beautiful, great Blu-ray. Got quite a few extras, not too many, commentaries at least. And an ending that will, that ending, it sucked the tears out of me. It did. When they meet for the first time, that's all I'll say. And what you see is just, it just drew the tears out of me. I'm not going to cry. I'm not that emotional, but it's great. Look at these characters. If you haven't seen Marion Max and you're an animation fan, check it out. It's a great movie. It's not for kids. Kids, smarter young adults possibly, but it's more of an adult, not an adult, X-rated adult, but it's an adult story and deals with adult issues. But it's a great little movie, great character. And the voices are Philip Seymour Hoffman, Toni Collette, Eric Bana, Barry Humphries. Yeah, it's a Marion Max. Put it on your list. Although it never came down price-wise. I gave in. I got tired of waiting after a few years, and it never came down to a good price. So I had to pay like $18-19 for it, but it is what it is, and I love the movie. I saw it, and again, when I got it on Blu-ray, and I did end up watching it again, the tears were, at the end. It's just beautiful. Beautiful little movie. And this is one of those, I said, screw it, I'm not waiting for you. You're taking way too long. I mentioned this in Lylesburg 7-Eleven's contest that Joe Dante is I'm slowly becoming aware that I really do like his work. And I was talking to a friend the other day that there isn't one Joe Dante movie that I dislike. I like all of them, every one of them. Not so much equally, some more than others. Probably the least, it's weird, when you look at all his films and I go, what's the least favorite Joe Dante film? It would have to be The Howling. And mainly because I'm so much more of a big fan of American Werewolf in London, which came out, I believe, the same year. I believe both those came out the same year, or very close anyway. And even though I love that movie, The Howling is great. I think that's my less enjoyable out of all of them. I'd rather watch other Joe Dante films. And this one that I got, I had on DVD, I had it on Laserdisc, snapper case DVD, and fell absolutely in love with it because the character, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Panic! Panic sur Florida Beach! Un film di Joe Dante! No, it's actually Matinee, and this is the import, I believe, from Germany, because that sounded like Germany with the way I was talking. Comes in a cool black case. The transfer is pretty amazing. It blows away the DVD, at least in my eyes. And an extra bonus is that it does come with the extra that was on the DVD version of Mant in its small little entirety, as a, you know, the film within the film. They actually have it as a special feature, as its own thing, so you can watch everything on it. I love this movie. The kids in this, though my father was not in the military while I was growing up, and I didn't live on an army base, my bedroom looked like the kids' bedroom with the model kits, the Aurora model kits, and the Monster magazines he was looking at, and the kid in school who knew about the monster movies coming out, but nobody else knew, and I was the nerd because he knew all about monsters. That was me, and that's the little kid in here, and just the whole Charles Woolsey take on what's his name, 13 Ghosts, and oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on that great. Oh my God, you know who I'm talking about, and it'll come to me. But his take on that director, it's Mr. Sardonicus, thumb up, thumb down, the gimmick guy, the buzzers in the seats. Why can't I think of his name? Oh my God, I'm getting old, folks. Anyway, I couldn't wait any longer, and I bought the import Blu-ray. That's not in English, but the movie's in English, you know. And it actually has, if you can see through the black, there she is. It's in the aisles, it's in the theater. Anything on this side? Oh yeah, more people just, get the glare out of the way, you can see it. There. It's cool. I'm happy with this. Now, when it comes out on Blu-ray, unless it has other extras that weren't on the DVD, I might decide to pick it up. But no, it's bugging the hell out of me that I can't think of that guy's name. Look at the artwork on the bottom here. I've never seen this poster art. And it might have been just because of the thing, but there's like a UFO. There's Mant crawling up the building. Mant. It's such a great movie. It's the Dick Miller, all the Dante players, you know. And it's true. I like Joe Dante. And everyone, Small Soldiers. We're Small Soldiers. At least the whole came out finally, and now he's got Burying the X, which I knew nothing about. He makes movies, and unless you're following, you know, the news, I didn't even know he made a new movie. And now Lylesburg 7-Eleven, his contest, I'm hoping to win one of those movies if I get drawn out of a hat. But anyway, Matinee. If you haven't seen Matinee, see Matinee. If you're dying to get the Blu-ray, it's out there, and it looks good, and it's in English, and This is like one of those that came out of nowhere. Possibly people knew of it, that it was coming. When you saw the trailer, it was jaw-dropping. You're like, what is this movie? I gotta see this. And it came out and it blew everybody away. And then they made 2 sequels, which I didn't care for. We're talking about Matrix. This is the nice digibook, nice shiny digibook that came out with the book, The book. I'm trying to do the pages, but they won't turn. Let me. Here's another pic. Okay, and then this is cool. The inner artwork with all the digital stuff coming down. It's nice. This comes with. Oh, this had a back on it, and I folded it and threw it in here. And what is this? This comes with an extra disc here, which I don't know what it is. Probably the digital copy. Digital copy. There was another movie that I had that came in a digibook that had to like it was probably wrapped up, you know. The Matrix. Yeah, I love this. I thought this was fantastic. I thought the effects for their time were unbelievable. Things we've never seen before. That bullet effect style was created and then copied endlessly in really bad action films, and as it went on. And I didn't care. I've seen all the sequels. I just didn't think, especially the second one, I didn't think the effects were done. The Mr. Smith fight scene just looks so bad now. So bad CGI effects. It's like, now, go back, Wachowskis. With today's technology, fix that movie and remaster it. Kind of like Lucas did. But don't add nothing new in it, and don't take nothing out. But, well, you can make it less boring. Yeah, I don't care for them. And then the third one, whenever I do watch it, I usually go right to that where they're attacking the underground base and watch that whole action scene with the guys in the suits and all that. And it's entertaining, but I didn't care for any of the sequels. This is a great standalone movie. When he realizes who he is and he takes off at the end, it's like, awesome. What's going to happen now? Is he going to let everybody know that they're all basically asleep and batteries? But great movie, great to watch. In the collection, nice, beautiful digibook. This is a favorite of mine, and it's still sealed, believe it or not. I haven't watched this since I got it. And it stars Pierce Brosnan, and I'm taking it off as I'm talking. Pierce Brosnan, Greg Kinnear, man, comedian, and then he starts ending up in these movies. What's the one he was nominated for? The Jack Nicholson, As Good as It Gets, I believe. And then, Little Miss Sunshine, although it's more recent. But before then, he did this movie called The Matador, where he's like a hitman, not a hitman, and hooks up with this family, hides out, and they become a little enticed by his job, and they want to learn more about it, and things happen, and it's pretty funny. Hope Davis, who Philip Baker Hall's in this. That's all I can kind of see. It's black. You need glasses to see. But anyway, Matador is a cool movie, man. Again, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Put it on the queue. If you're looking for something, just a lot of fun. It's kind of like a heist movie with a hitman, you know. And there's some funny bits in there, and it's just a cool little movie. The Matador. Check it out. The Pig Bowl. This is in the regular Blu-ray M section. I knew nothing about this movie, and it's funny to prove to you how much I'm a 3D completist, meaning just about anything that comes out, if it's in 3D, I'm going to buy it, because eventually when it goes to virtual reality 3D, physical discs won't be needed anymore. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But I did read that that's like the next step in the technology, is now they're going to VR 3D viewing with the Oculus Rift and things like that, where you're going to be wearing the headset and watching the movie in 3D and being like totally immersive. I was talking to a friend. I guess they're going to have to start shooting films panoscope-like. So when you're in that VR in the future, when that technology or whatever comes out, you'll be seeing the main characters over there, but you'll be able to turn your head and see something while the main characters are still there. That's going to be cool. I won't be alive when that happens, but until then, I'm just collecting any disc that comes out in 3D because I love the 3D. I said that in a previous video. I have no issues with my eyes seeing this thing. I like my Panny TV, and I just go out there and get it. So this movie came out, and the director had previously made a short film, a little like 5-10 minute short film that's on extra on here, and it's in 3D. So I bought the movie basically just for that extra in 3D. The movie's The Maze Runner. And I watched The Maze Runner, and it's not a bad film. It's in that handful of young adult films, you know, like Twilight, Hunger Games, The Divergent, Insurgent. I believe those were based on young adult books. And Maze Runner, I think, is based on a group of books, and there's a sequel coming out. But yeah, and it's got a digital copy, which I might give away, who knows. But it was intriguing. It was intriguing. I'd like to see more of what's in the maze, though. It was all drama taking place outside before they actually go in. And people went in and came out, and you actually never went in the maze. But anyway, it's okay. I'll check out the sequel when it comes out. But like I said, there was an extra on here called Ruin, which you can see on YouTube. You can just type in Ruin. Who directed this? Wes Ball, I think, B-A-L-L. And you can watch that little short. It's not in 3D, but it's a cool short. It's basically a guy on this like futuristic motorcycle being chased by like this warship, very similar to the ships that were in the Terminator movies. And he's going through the ruins of a city, through tunnels and stuff like that. The 3D looks fantastic on it, and that's why I bought this. But it's a cool movie anyway, Maze Runner. I brought up the Fairleys, you know, when I was talking about Dumb and Dumber and Kingpin and Something About Mary, although that's in the S's we'll get to. I kind of like this. This was kind of pretty much maybe the last Fairley Brothers movie that I really enjoyed. I don't think I said that, but Me, Myself, and Irene. It's a cool little movie. Jim Carrey playing like a dual role. A wacky guy and a normal guy, and is it what's her name with your nose like that? What's your name? Yeah, Renee Zellweger. Yeah, Renee Zellweger. Looks like someone's holding something stinky under your nose. But I liked this. It was fun, and again, it has some really cool music in it. The scene where he's it's a funny movie. There's some funny Carrey stuff in here, Jim Carrey stuff, and all the characters from the Fairley Brother movies. You know, all those that universe. Just like Kevin Smith uses a lot of the same people, or Joe Dante uses a lot of the same people in all his movies. The Fairleys use a lot of the same character actors that they know, or friends that they put in the movie. And it has a lot in there, and it's cool. It has a cool little shocking ending, which you don't expect, with a thumb, and. But I thought it was a fun movie. It's just a fun little ride. And it's in the collection. All right, I don't know. Nobody's ever asked me, but there's probably a lot of movies from A to M that this director did that I haven't shown off in my collection. And that's because I got this box set, the Mel Brooks collection, which comes with The 12 Chairs, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Silent Movie, High Anxiety, History of the World Part 1, To Be or Not to Be, Spaceballs, and Robin Hood Men in Tights. It's missing Dracula Dead and Loving It, it's missing Life Stinks, and it's missing The Producers. Odd. Were they different studios, maybe? I know Life Stinks just came out. I think that was a regular release, unless that was a Twilight Time release. It might just be a Twilight Time release. And Dracula Dead and Loving It, I don't believe is out. But anyway, it's cool. Opens up, cardboard. Comes in a big fat Blu-ray case. With all the movies, basically. On the spindles. You know, go through. Dee-dee-dee. There's a bunch of them in there. They're all in there. They're cool. Comes with a nice little booklet. Nice little booklet here. Which I'm not showing off very, very well. And it comes with a blank white card with the alarm sticker. That can go in the garbage. I'm not that much of a completist where I got to save the don't steal card. Anyway, geez, I could spend, and I won't, but I could spend lots of time going through each and every one of these movies. Maybe when I get done with my collection videos, when I start doing random little shorter videos, I'll do a whole spotlight on this box set and go through each movie and give you my take on each movie. It's just in a quick nutshell, I love Young Frankenstein, of course. It's brilliant. It's genius. It's what he did with that genre, those Frankenstein Universal horror movies. What he did is just, especially if you're a huge fan of those movies, he just did a magnificent job with Young Frankenstein. That might just be my very favorite Mel Brooks movie. Blazing Saddles comes in a very close second. I like Silent Movie. High Anxiety has moments. To Be or Not to Be, yeah, didn't care for it. Spaceballs, I thought, came out way late. He was late to the party with that, and when I did see it, a lot of the jokes were like, nah. I've seen a lot of these goofy jokes because people have been parodying Star Wars for years after that movie came out, or those movies came out, and then when Brooks actually did it, it was like a little late. Plus, I don't know. I have an issue when he started acting in his movies, although he's in Blazing Saddles, but when he started becoming the lead, like in High Anxiety, stuff started to rub me the wrong way. I don't know. But anyway, when I do a spotlight on Mel Brooks, we'll go through that thing. So there are my Mel Brooks movies. So if you're always like, why doesn't he have Blazing Saddles? Doesn't he have this? I don't know. He doesn't. I don't know why. And this is just a classic now. This is one of our modern day classics. It came out. Everybody loved it. Barry Sonnenfeld. Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith, Men in Black, the first one. Don't care for the second one too much. I might pick it up if I see it real cheap somewhere, like $5 or something, which it might be, but I haven't looked. There's no desire. I do have the third one in 3D, of course, because it came out in 3D, and it's in my 3D section. But this got a tight slip cover, same artwork basically, and Blu-ray, and they had their thingy like that goes in. I'm on the wagon with everybody. It's a fun movie. It's a cool movie. Excuse me. Really like Tommy Lee Jones in this. You know it. Enough said. But I don't know. There was something about the second one that rubbed me the wrong way. Damn noses. That it's not a favorite. I don't know. This is still sealed, and it still has the plastic stickers on it. I understand this is the version to get, and I got it when it came out because I didn't have the previous version, although I really liked the DVD, the case, the packaging, because it was like a physical chart, a medical chart, and a book. I'm talking about Memento. Chris Nolan, one of his earliest, possibly his first. Fantastic movie. When this thing came out, and its visual style by telling the story in reverse was genius for its time. And Joey Pants is great in this, and what's her name from The Matrix? The girl from The Matrix is in here. Carrie-Anne Moss. That's right, Carrie-Anne Moss. And Guy Pearce, of course, Guy Pearce. Not much to say, other than it's an okay edition, although I haven't opened it yet to really check it out. But from what I read, it's an okay edition. It doesn't have a whole lot of a special. It's got commentaries. Well, it does have pretty much. It's got quite a bit. I'm not going to say much about it. Let's move on. It's a good movie, Memento. Cool horror movie. I remember reading this. I believe this was in Clive Barker's one of his books of blood stories. Adaptation since Hellraiser film, and unrated director's cut. Doesn't say if it was, but I believe this was one of the books of blood stories, The Midnight Meat Train. And when I heard they were doing a film of it, I was really excited because I love that story. Although I didn't know how they were going to do the ending, because if you're familiar reading that story, the ending is. That creature thing is very bizarre the way Clive describes it, and I went along with it, and it was great. I did the ending of the film. I thought Vinnie Jones was perfect for the character. He's who directed this? Da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Wow, Bradley Cooper's in this. I didn't know Bradley Cooper was in this. I'm gonna have to watch this again. Right. Oh my God, I can't even pronounce that name. So I pass. Go online and you can see who the director is. But anyway, Midnight Meat Train. It's in the horror collection, ready for Halloween viewing. This is again one of those movies. There are certain movies that Hollywood had produced that for some reason are still not on Blu-ray, and this was one of them. And when I heard it did come out in England, I had to buy it. Of course, I went on Blu-ray.com, did some research, looked around, read some reviews, and they says, yeah, this is a good version to get. And it's one of my favorite comedies, one of my favorite comedy action films. Charles Grodin, Robert De Niro, Midnight Run. Yes, it's out, folks. If you have an all-region player, you can get it. It looks pristine. It's beautiful. It still holds up to this day as being hilarious. The lip disc configuration. Lip disc configuration. Oh, these are bad. This is good. You can keep that. We got to take these with us. Charles Grodin. How come you're not popular with the Chicago Police Department? Dennis Farina. Moron number 1. Let me talk to Moron number 2. So many great lines. So great. And you know, I was very happy. I told a friend of mine this and he didn't even realize it. But when this came out on Laserdisc and when this came out on DVD, there was an issue with the opening theme music. Dun, 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 dun. Well, on those early transfers, there was a wobble. If you go back and listening to the open theme at the very beginning where he gets the guy from what's his name, Monty, look out! And the theme starts. Thank you for the car, and he drives off. It's a da 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 da. There's a wobble, and it's like, and I had the soundtrack, the Danny Elfman soundtrack. Actually, I believe it wasn't a full soundtrack. It was from the music from a darkened theater or a darkened room. It was like a compilation of The Simpsons, the Tales from the Crypt themes, and then it had bits from like, the one with the talking horse, Goldthwait. Anyway, and it had the Midnight Run theme in there, and it was perfect. And I was like, the DVD and the Laserdisc there's something wrong. Well, this version is perfect. There's no wobble in the opening theme. It's perfect. So I'm glad. It looks pristine. Still holds up to this day. Midnight Run. It's an older movie from, I believe, the 90s. So you younger kids out there, if you're looking for a pretty funny movie, Robert De Niro is a bounty hunter trying to get this guy. It's hilarious. Check it out. I'm just old Roger. Mimic. Guillermo del Toro, right? Yes. Mira Sorvino. Yeah. Josh Brolin. F. Murray Abraham. Charles Dutton. Oh, when he's singing and he's walking down the track with the gammy leg. It's great. I didn't mind the effects, too. I thought the bug effects were really cool for its time. And I got it when it came out. I got it. And then, of course, I had to get the director's cut when it came out. Still sealed. Didn't watch it yet. But I understand there's very little added to it, and there might be a little tweaking in the editing near the end, but I understand this is the preferred version to watch. I've had this a number of years, and I still haven't opened it. I think this Halloween I'm going to go and try to start watching movies that I haven't watched yet, or I haven't opened yet, because I haven't seen these movies in a long time. But I got both versions, and I'm keeping both versions. I don't know, this version have the director's cut, and it has a digital copy version of the feature film. But it doesn't have classic taking mimic director cut requires original vision. Yeah, so you got to have both if you want the theatrical and then this, because this only comes with the theatrical on a digital copy. So it is what it. Hey, second pile. Oh, well. Good old Kino Lorber, man. I love their classics. I love that they did Miracle Mile recently. That was fantastic. But they do silent movies too. And there are a handful man, I would love them. I know there's probably on DVD, but when you see a silent movie that's remastered and in 1080p, the crispness is so unbelievable. And I was just going to say, I really kind of wish they did a box set of all of the original Longini Sr.'s silent movies. You know, the Man Who Laughs and Unholy 3 and all those other ones, just to see them in their pristine clarity. Anyway, we're in the M's, and Kino Lorber did the complete Metropolis. This is an outstanding film that every film fan, every film historian should watch, should know, should have in your collection, especially this version. This comes with, and I'm going to read it, it incorporates more than 25 minutes of newly discovered footage. It's the 2010 restoration of this film. And this is the definitive version. New recording of the score. It has the original score on here. It has a 50-minute documentary on the making of the restoration. Some interviews. And yeah, I thought it had different versions on here, but I guess it doesn't. It just has the one complete restoration. And it just comes with a book and a disc, and it has some artwork on the back right there of the men working on the chain gang. If you young kids out there have no desire to see a silent movie, this is a mainstay. You got to see Metropolis. It's one of our greatest science fiction films ever made, and it was made in 1927. It's visually outstanding. Brilliant film. Another one sealed. Wow. You know, I just don't have enough time in the day to watch my movies. So when every once in a while these things go down in price, I pick them up, and I got them all like save for later on my Amazon list, and I check by every once in a while, and they tell you if the price comes down on them, and then I pick them up because I know I want them in my collection. And who's this director? I can never remember his name, let alone pronounce his name. Jean-Pierre Ginault, Micmacs. He did Amelie. He did Children of Lost. Oh, that one, yeah. And he did Delicatessen. I wonder if that's on Blu-ray. I'm sure they are in this country. And this is his latest one. No, this isn't his latest one. His latest one was T.S. Spivet, which is in my 3D section. Big, nice French set. See T.S. Spivet. It's a great movie. It just got a very short 1-week release here in Chicago, like 3 weeks ago. That's not the name. That you can find it by just putting in T.S. Spivet. But there's a long, like, The Unusual Extraordinary Adventures of the Boy Named T.S. Something like that. That's the full title. But T.S. Spivet is a cool little movie that people should see that don't know anything of. They don't even know it's out there. Let alone they don't want to read the subtitles on a French film, you know. But this is a fun little film. This is a film about a guy who gets shot accidentally, survives, has the bullet removed, finds out who manufactured the bullet, and goes on a tirade to try to destroy that corporation, that company. In a nutshell, and he meets up with some circus people, some not circus people, but people with unusual talents. And they all kind of band together to go on this mission to destroy this corporation. It's great. It's visually, as with all his movies, but this one has some beautiful, gosh darn beautiful imagery. And man, just check out the trailer and the vision. See, I love movies where I can sit back. And there's movies that have stories, and there's action, and there's monsters, and there's those movies. But every once in a while you get an artistic film, and you sit back and go, God, these are beautiful. This is unbelievable. You know, I'm right now in the middle. I'm about up to the 6th episode of, they just started of Hannibal, the television show Hannibal, 3rd season. And they just started the Manhunter story. We just met, what's his name? And they just closed out the Mason Verger storyline with the eel. Not going to say much about it. I'm going to wear your face and I'm going to eat you with your face on. Such a freaking creepy show. If you ain't watching Hannibal, people, check out Hannibal. Don't think, oh, it's a stupid thing. The movies are better. No, the movies are not better. This show is beautiful. And I'm talking about fantastic visual cinema. I am blown away by Hannibal, especially this season. It's like I'm watching an art. Almost every visual setup, composition is breathtakingly beautiful. I'm saying that a lot. But, my God, Hannibal this season has been... They even know how to make gore. Horrifyingly gore scenes look gorgeously beautiful. Oh, my God, the art direction on that show is amazing. And it's so sad because I'm sure the studios are like, well, the ratings aren't there. Let's cancel it. I don't understand it anyway. It's all artsy-fartsy. My God, their decision to cancel Hannibal. And Brian Fuller says he was only going to go, I think, 6 seasons, and then he was going to wrap it up. I think he was going to go right up to the Silence of the Lamb story, and then end it there, and then, But, my God, great show. And Micmacs, yeah. Check out Micmacs. Take a side turn, Roger's driving, who knows where we're going. I like this movie. This is a Spielberg film I can deal with. He doesn't sugarcoat the ending, and it's a good actioner, and it's a futuristic, and there's some cool extras on here where they talk about could these devices and things that are in this movie become a reality, and a lot of them are, like eye recognitions, and they're already doing things where you're on the computer and you buy such and such, and then you could go looking on the net, other places, and ads that are there on those places are similar to the things you just bought. So they're already keying you in. You like that, so we're going to advertise you that. Anyway, I'm talking about Minority Report with a cool lenticular cover. It's not 3D, sadly, but slipcover. And, yeah, 2-disc, Blu-ray, and DVD, no doubt, right? That's a Blu-ray, and that's a oh no, it's 2 Blu-rays. Okay. So one is the feature film, and 1 disc is strictly special features. So this is a packed set. This is the set you want to get. It's a cool movie. Well, he's sliding out. Oh, he did slide out. I did that on purpose, and it fell. Man, Minority Report, really good. I love the hugging and the faces. It's great. Great. Speaking of visually breathtaking films, Mirrormask. Mirrormask, I had on DVD years and years and years ago when it first came out. I was stunned by the visualness, and I'm not going to go in too much on this. But if you want to see something really cool, just a regular guy, Roger, hey, not watching it, you want to see something really cool? Check out Mirrormask. It's loaded with extras. Yeah, it is. Damn loaded with extras. 1 disc, simple disc. Amazing creations. I would love to see a 3D conversion of this. I think it would be amazing. But those giant people floating around. Great stuff. I'm going through these fast because I don't want to make a 2-hour video. This is still sealed because I just recently bought this because it came down super cheap. And it has loads of extras. And you got to have it. It's a classic. Misery. He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodle car. James Caan. My gosh. It was a perfect part for him, I grew up watching James Caan as the heavy and the thief, Godfather, the sports films. And it was cool to see him here, invulnerable. Vulnerable, not invulnerable. Yeah, Rob Reiner. Gosh. And I actually my confession, when Kathy Bates won the Oscar for this, I started crying. I thought she was just like with Anthony Hopkins for Hannibal. It was like, although Mads Mikkelsen is Hannibal now to me. Anthony Hopkins just portrayed him. Mads Mikkelsen is amazing. But when Kathy Bates, just like Anthony Hopkins won, it was like the Academy is finally recognizing a horror character from a horror movie. They don't do that much. But anyway, Misery. Everybody knows about it. Get it in your collection. Oh, here we go. These will go through. I don't know if we'll go quick, but this is a series I fell in love with. A UK series that I heard about and partaked in Mrs. Torrance to check out the first season, and I loved it. I was never a Heroes fan, and after the first season of watching this show, I went online to do some research, and they were actually kind of comparing it to Heroes, although it's different than Heroes. I think, because I never watched Heroes. And I understand Heroes was good for the first couple seasons, and then it just went downhill, and they canceled it. Now they're bringing it back, which is cool. You guys love it. I'm glad it's coming back. Maybe someday I'll watch it. Save the Cheerleader and all that. I know about it. I know of it. I know the people in it. I'm familiar with the storyline, but I never actually watched the show. But this thing came out, and it was so simply done and clever that these characters get these powers and they don't know what they are yet, and then they slowly stumble upon, oh, I can do this, and oh, I can do that. But they're clunky, they don't know how to use them. So the first season, I'm talking about Misfits. It's a UK show. I think it played here. I think BBC America might have brought the show here. It's got awesome music in it. This entire series, I got the entire series. It has fantastic music in it. The first two seasons are really great because it has this one actor that is hilarious. Oh man, I cannot think of his. Go online. He dropped out after the second. Here, the guy in the middle. This guy here. I can't think of his name. I can't think of any of the actors' names, but they're good. This guy, I believe, is on Game of Thrones now. Is it that guy? Series 4. No, this guy. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5. It's one of those shows that starts off up here and goes, those are episodes. Like, oh, that's a good one. Oh, no, that's okay. Oh, he's a vampire. No, he's not. No, he's not a vampire. What am I thinking? Oh, there's two of them. It's a great show. If you're looking for something from the UK, they're only like 13, 12 episodes each. It's a fast show. 5 years you can go through. It's like 50 episodes. Watch it. It's good. It's a good little show. The ending, I don't know. The characters kept leaving the show, and they kept introducing new characters with new powers, and new relationships happen. And one of the actresses got arrested, why she couldn't come back, and she was in prison for a while. I do believe. Yeah, there's only one actor that starts in Season 3 and continues on all the way to Season 5. Oh, here we are. We've got the actors on there. Here we go. Robert Sheehan is the actor I'm thinking of. Robert Sheehan, it was hilarious. He made the first two seasons. His humor, his charisma made the first two seasons of this show extremely enjoyable. And then he left, and two of them left because the girl got arrested. And then third season they introduced a bunch of new characters, and then a few dropped off. And then the fourth and the fifth pretty much stayed with those characters. And then I was waiting so much for the final episode. How are they going to end this? And it's funny. There's a character realizes he has to have intercourse with someone to cure them of their power because they really don't want these powers. They got them. And then there's a character that you realize if he has sex with you, he can take the power from you, and then he could either give it to someone else. It's very unusual when you have a character who can fly and this other character who wants to take his power because the flying character is a bad guy. So he's got to like hang on to him while he's flying around and do the deed while they're flying, and then takes his power, and then they fall to the earth. And yeah, it's that kind of a show. Great. Lots of sex in there. Lots of intercourse and masturbation because one character can't touch another, and it's really cool. Misfits, man, check out Misfits. It's a great little series, and who knows if they're ever coming back. This is cool. I don't care for this cover, and they don't do the reverse. There's a poster design with the main character looking out of a window, and there's all the creatures. I'm talking about the Mist. That I love that poster. I wish that was the art, not this one. Although this is pretty creepy, kind of psycho-ish. Mist, Frank Darabont, man. Some great extras on here. Some great acting in here. Wow, Toby Jones is in here. I just realized that's right. Wow. Just watched Toby Jones on Wayward Pines. He was great in that thing. Cool, and he was the Sandman in one of the Doctor Who episodes. I think it was called the Sandman, the Sleep Guy, or Nightmare Man, or something like that. Dayman, Defender of the Nightman. That has nothing to do with that. That's Always Sunny. It just popped in my head. I'm just there's things floating around in there like sugar plums dancing, and then and I remind that, and that pops up, and that go to the forefront, say that, sing that song. My mind is crazy, man. Anyway, it comes with 2 discs. It's a fantastic movie. It comes with the black and white version, which Frank Darabont actually prefers. And I've seen the movie in color, seen it at the theater, loved it. The movie is great. I love the downbeat ending. I love the creatures. I love the storyline. It was great. I used to have the audio cassette of the story, where it was really it was unique. I don't know if they do it now or if they've done it before, but they actually had radio actors do the story as it was like a radio show, and it was the whole thing, and with them fighting and the creatures. They had sound effects. They had the whole thing, like you were listening to a radio show. Had that on cassette. It's cool. I don't know if I'm sure that's available on DVD or to download now. But anyway, this comes with the black and white version, which I watch it now. Whenever I watch this, I watch the black and white because it's not like you could just turn the color off your TV and watch it in black and white. No, it's a different process. It's more real black and white, the darks, the blacks. It's not just turning the color off. To me, it feels like an extended Outer Limits episode. Because that was black and white and that was creepy, and I grew up and loving those horror monster things. The Mist is great. The Mist is great. Heartbreaking at the end, but still in all just fantastic. And if you ever watch it in the black and white. It's really damn cool. We're getting there, folks. When the last one came out, they were selling this version. When the last movie of the franchise came out, they sold this version, and I jumped on it because it came down to, I think, like $20. And it's the Mission Impossible box set. The Extreme Blu-ray trilogy. Comes in the box. And it has MI1, MI2, and MI3. Yeah, all on Blu-ray. Cheapo Eco. Cheapo Eco. All Cheapo Eco, and I'm looking, they all have extras. I don't know if they have a lot of great extras on here, but the extras are on here. And then when the last one came out, I picked it up, so that's like that on the shelf. Brian De Palma, fan, yeah, Body Double, gosh, Dressed to Kill, Carrie. Phantom of Paradise. Love that movie. We haven't gotten to the P's. No. Got to talk about that one when we get there. Yeah, the first one. I remember the reviewers were like, they hated it because it was too confusing. They didn't know what was it, the knock list or the thing with all the names of all the spies that got out. And people didn't like it, but I had no problem with it. I liked, I pretty much like red light, green light. I pretty much like the whole movie. I like how his crew is destroyed in the opening of the film, and then he's on the run type of thing. The whole Mr. Phelps thing at the end. And yeah, you can look, it's pretty far-fetched with the helicopter and the tunnel and the train and all that, but damn, it's entertaining to watch. John Woo, big John Woo fan, talked about Hard Boiled, talked about The Killers, talked about a lot of his stuff, and it's great. When it comes to America, other than Face Off and maybe Hard Target, the director's cut version, they don't know how to use him. He does. I guess they got him too tight on a leash, and they don't let him do what he wants to do. But or he does, and it just doesn't work. Like the Doves. Crew's walking in. Second one, motorcycle, jumping, flying through the air, and doing the kick and the backflip while he's kicking. Third one, liked it. Third one, Philip Seymour Hoffman is the bad guy. He did a great villain in that. Great story with the chips blowing up and some pretty intense scenes. Yeah, like 3, like 1 3. Really like this one. This one goes even more extreme. Tom Cruise doing his own stunts, hanging on that building in Dubai, I believe, and the snowstorm, and the going through the hall with the mirror thing, and you know, I'm always a big fan of like heist films and mission films. Excuse me. And I like these movies because they become, you know, the crew gets together to go on a mission type of thing. Comes in a slipcover. I believe it's DVD and blue. My red and blue. In there. Oh, it's a digital copy. Everybody has Mission Impossible, right? I don't know what I'm going to get. I might not give anything away today. I don't know. Anyway, because nobody's writing back saying I got it. So if you're not going to let me know you got it, I'm not going to give you it. Anyway, I really like this one. I like the series. 2's the only clunker. I haven't seen it. Whoa. Did I move that? We're okay. I haven't seen 2 in a long time. I really need to rewatch it. Probably when I pick up the next MI movie, the one that's out now. When I get that on Blue, I might go back and do a whole rewatch, and maybe I'll do a video, you know, just strictly a spotlight on the Mission Impossible movies. Wow. Oh, wow, I forgot all about this show. Wow. And it's still sealed. Hear the cellophane? Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane. Can't remember my name. Carl Pilkington, Ricky Gervais. He did An Idiot Abroad, teamed him up with Little Warwick Davis. They did Idiot Abroad. They did the Bucket List thing, which was Idiot Abroad Part 2, I believe. And then Warwick Davis was joined for Idiot Abroad 3. And Carl Pilkington went off and did his own. I don't think this is Ricky Gervais. Yeah, I believe he went on his own and did this. It's a little special. I don't know how many episodes, but it's not much. You know, the UK shows are very short. You know, 10, 12 episodes. Talking about the moaning of life. Here's where he goes along and I just drew a blank. I just had like it's just like the thought was there talking about, and then it just popped. And what is this show about? Entertaining new series, Carl embarks on a trip around the globe to find out how other cultures approach marriage, kids, finding happiness, discovering your vocation, and dealing with death, while imparting his own words of wisdom about life along the way. Throughout his journey, he experiences everything from a drive-through wedding chapel in Vegas to a pain party in Mexico, while even finding time to help midwives deliver a baby in Bali as he attempts to figure out, what's it all about, mate? Yeah, it's just, if you've seen Idiot Abroad, you know his little take on life. Either he gets it or he doesn't. And here he's trying to go around the world and find the answers to different cultures and what they think of that, and then spewing, basically what I read, spewing his own take on things. It's funny. The guy's a character. He's great. It's a BBC. It's a UK import. Still sealed. I need to watch it again. I'm always looking for something to watch, but this is like way on the bottom shelf, and I rarely go down there to look. I'm usually look. So. People hate this movie, and people love this movie. I don't love it. I think it's hilarious. I don't know why Chris Kattan is getting like main billing. He's only in it for like maybe 5 minutes at the end. But Monkeybone with Brendan Fraser and Bridget Fonda's in this. I knew the other girl's in this. Who's the other one I was thinking of? Chris Kattan. Oh, that's his girlfriend, Rose McGowan. I knew Rose McGowan was in this, but I didn't know Bridget Fonda. It's been a while since I've seen Monkeybone. Love the goofy animation. It's kind of like a Roger Rabbit with a CGI character, although it's not at all like Roger Rabbit, because he dies and then he goes to like hell or purgatory type thing, and those weird characters. There's some amazing little visuals in here, and character designs, and Cyclops head, and Cat Girl, Rose McGowan. There is one image in here, Whoopi Goldberg. One image in here, it's actually like he's on a roller coaster, I think. And there's like a painting of, oh my God, it's bizarre. It's like a guy on an operating table. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I can't visualize it in my head right now. And then you see it live action, it's moving, and that's even creepier. But that image always stuck with me. It's very bizarre humor. It's goofy. It's very goofy, very farcical. I'm hot. I'm going to have a farcical. Give me a farcical from the fridge. Not a guilty pleasure. I'm not going to say it's a guilty pleasure, but I got it. I got it on Blu. I bought it on Blu. Cheapo Wico. Monkeybone. If you've seen it, you seen it. If you didn't, you didn't like it. Yeah, don't like it. Cool. I like this one. A lot of people didn't because it was boring. Well, there's people walking around. You only see the monster at the end, and it's a boring monster. No, it's not. I thought it was very intriguing and very ingenious the way he shot it after Katrina and used areas that were destroyed to imply that the creatures had destroyed, humanity. And talking about monsters, Gareth Edwards went on to direct Godzilla. Let them fight. And it comes with the slipcover. Nothing in here. It's not cheapo ego. It's just a disc. How good is this? Yeah, this has been out because there's already a Monsters 2, which I didn't see, but I hear it's pretty good. War-like movie. But I found it really good. It was intriguing. The couple. I didn't mind the acting. I didn't mind their acting and that they're traveling cross country trying to get to a safe place. I found it entertaining and very intriguing. And then the creatures at the end, when they're at that I believe it's a gas station that they're at, and the two of them, and are they mating those things? I found it visually beautiful. There was something hauntingly beautiful about those creatures because you really couldn't see them. Parts of them illuminated, and you can kind of make out them, but you couldn't. And the movement they did was haunting and nightmarish almost. But I enjoyed it. I like monsters. Give it a chance. More than likely you guys have seen it. It's an older movie. Give it a chance. This is a favorite. It wasn't a kid favorite because I was already grown up, but I was a monster fan, and I did see it in the theater, and I liked it. It was cool. I like it a hell of a lot better than Goonies. No, I don't like Goonies folks. I don't know what the attraction. It's just loud and obnoxious, but I guess if you grew up watching it at that time, that's your movie. Just like this is a lot of people. Fred Decker, I believe it's Fred Decker, right? Yeah, a lot of people love this movie, and I'm okay with it. It's not fantastic, but people grew up watching this. If you were a little kid watching this, you would love this movie. Wolfman's got nards, you know. So when this came out as a nice big special edition, also Night of the Creeps came out around the same time, I think. But that's another Fred Decker film. I picked it up. Cheap Boico. And it's got a little crack here. I just noticed. I don't know how that happened. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Monster Squad. Enough said. Okay, it's got lots of extras on here. Great. Is this Scream? Shout? No, it's Lionsgate. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's entertaining. It's funny. And Tom Noonan plays Frankenstein in here. Monster Squad. Oh, wow. Are these together? These are all together. Because it's M, and it's Monty Python's Flying Circus in their very third movie. They did, and now for something completely different, which was kind of like not a concert film, but a sketch film. Then was Jabberwocky after? Yeah, Jabberwocky was after this, but that was Terry Jones, I believe, directed that alone. Him and Gilliam directed this. Yeah. And, man, I saw this with Flesh Gordon at the Colony Theater on 59th and Kedzie in Chicago. Theater's still there. It's dark. It's been dark since the early 80s. They never tore it down. It's a huge, old theater complex. Who knows what's in there? But it was a theater that I went to as a kid. I saw many a movie there. I saw Dracula Has Risen from the Grave there. I saw a lot of Hammer films there, the later Hammer films. I saw Star Crash. I saw a lot of stuff there. And Holy Grail came out. And I remember hearing all the hype because that was the time I was cutting out clippings and reviews and saving reviews and things. And I remember I had the one-sheet poster, which I don't anymore. I wish I still had it. I sold it. And when this movie premiered, certain theaters actually gave out halves of coconuts, you know, because they were giving them out. So when you were in the theater, you could do it along with the movie. This movie blew everybody away, the humor. Although I was a big Python fan. I was watching, because public television back in the 70s was showing Monty Python, Flying Circus. And Sunday nights, you watched Monty Python, you watched Doctor Who, you watched No Honestly, you watched Dave Allen Large, you watched The Goodies, Goody Goody Yum Yum. All those shows I grew up watching. No Honestly, I love No Honestly. No Honestly. Anyway, we're talking the Liberty Bell. Didn't know that until I was in my late 20s. I got an album. I was collecting weird records. I got an album of John Philip Sousa's Marches, and the Liberty Bell was there. I'm like, that's Monty Python's theme. Oh, they use that. Anyway, their humor I grew up with. I learned their humor by watching the television show, and when the movie came out, I was right there, getting all the getting everything. Old woman, man, sorry. What knight lives in that castle? Oh my God, some of the knights who say knee. No, we say eki, whoop, sabadim bang. Brian, we want a shrubbery. So many things. What's your favorite color? Oh my God, I got to do a Monty Python spotlight and talk about all the movies, because I'm just going to go all about this movie and all about Life of Brian and all about the meaning of life. Oh my God, Python movies. These are them. These are the babies. These are the holy grails you want in your collection. I don't think Now for Something Completely Different is out on Blu-ray, but I really don't care to get that. It's more, well, they're never going to put the series on Blu-ray. I got the whole big box set on on DVD, but I would love them to clean it up. They just cleaned up Faulty Towers. They should clean up those pythons. and make them anamorphically correct or remaster them anyway. We'll talk about these later, but anyway, I got all the Life of Brian. I love it. I saw this movie a bunch of times when it first came out, and I have yet to open the Blu-ray because I had already seen it a bunch of times, and yeah, Moon with Sam Rockwell and the voice of, oh God, belching. Kevin Spacey is the voice of the android robot. Sci-fi people know this movie. You know it. You love it. It's a great sci-fi. One of those really good, serious sci-fi movies that came out in recent years. And it still holds up. Well, I'm sure it still holds up, even though it's still sealed. I haven't watched this one. But I'm very familiar with it. Like I said, I've seen it a bunch of times, and it's just them, you know, as opposed to some other characters. Great movie. Wow, Moon. Yeah, gotta watch it again. Oh, I was talking earlier about Korean films, and this was one. The Host, that monster movie, same director, Bong Joon-ho. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong to my Korean viewers. This is like a Hitchcock film. This is like a Korean Hitchcock film. A murder happens, and someone is accused. Well, I'm talking about Mother. God, you got to see this movie. You should have this in your collection. She's the mother of a mentally challenged young man, who is accused of murdering a schoolgirl, young girl, and the mother is like all behind trying to prove that her son didn't do it. And there's a pretty intense scene when she breaks into someone's home to find a weapon, which is pretty damn cool. And then as it plays out, they show basically what happened, it's really cool. And then the ending is really cool. Again, the Korean films I'm not saying much about, because I want you guys to watch them and experience them and let the story envelop you and take you over and transport you to that universe of the film. It's great. It's yeah. Just a disc, simple case, thick case, no eco cheapo. You might start watching this, and in the opening credits, this character is in a beautiful countryside land, and she's doing this very unique dance. And in that short time, you might go, "What the F am I watching this? What's going on? What?" But it all ties into the end, and when you see the story as it progresses and what happens, you kind of see why she's doing that, why she's dancing. It's not dancing. It's a strange movement. It's very much like is it Tai Chi, that concentration thing that the Asians do in the morning? Or is that fighting Tai Chi? I don't know. Anyway, Mother. Get it on the queue. Get it on the streaming. Pick up the Blu-ray. Looks beautiful on Blu-ray. Korean cinema, folks. Such great storytelling. Because can. Because can. So much great songs in here. Oh my God. Elton John. Slipcover. Moulin Rouge. I love it. Baz Luhrmann. Someone lent me this. I had no desire to see it. When I saw the trailers. And someone said, "Yuri, I got this. You want to see it? I just bought it." I'm like, "You just bought it, don't you?" No, watch it. I think you'd like it. You really like it. And it blew me away. The music, the editing, the style, the visuals, the smiling face in the sun and the moon, and the songs. Again, it just drew me back to that musical theater that I was in, and I just loved it. Loved every bit of it. Loved the songs. People don't like it. That's fine. You don't like it. I really... cheapo-weeko. But I'm glad it's in my collection. I'm glad they came out and they brought it out on Blu-ray. It's got a whole bunch of extras there. Go online to see the extras if you want to know what comes on it. We got 5 more left, folks. This I picked up in the cheapo bin, and it was years since I've seen it. And I watched it when I first got it, and I was like, it's pretty good. I'm glad I picked this up. I'm glad it was only $5. And it's a fun little movie. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Angelina and Brad Pitt. Yeah, it's got a bunch of extras in there. Cheapo-weeko. I'm not going to say too much about it. You probably have seen it already or passed over it. If you're looking for some fun action, romantic, it's fun. It's fun. It is what it is. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, yeah. Oh, wow. Here. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. The original The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. It's not at all what I thought it was going to be when I heard they were doing a mummy movie. But it's a lot better, in my opinion, than the reboots they're trying to do now with I, Frankenstein and I, Dracula, and turning them into heroes battling their demons. But I had a really cool, if I was in Hollywood, you know what I really liked, this comes with slipcover, what I really liked about this was, it's only one disc with a UV code thing, which is probably real old. I liked Brendan Fraser in this. I liked his character, his Indiana Jones type character. Didn't like the second one because he had a kid. It was irritating and the story was dumb, bringing the mummy back. And then there was a third one. The second one was with Dwayne Johnson as that Scorpion. Was that the Scorpion King or was that the third one? No, I don't want to. No. You know what they should have done. This is what Universal should have done. The Mummy. Brendan Fraser introduces character. He's this rogue character going out there trying to steal the relics and make some money, and he unleashes the demons, the mummies, and he's got to battle the mummy, and he did, and at the end he wins, he saves the day, and he's off with the girl. The next one should have been Brendan Fraser as this rogue guy going out doing what he's doing in Transylvania and coming across Dracula and unleashing that. And then the third sequel could have been Brendan Fraser's character, the explorer going out, and he's in Germany, and he stumbles across Frankenstein, and they do a whole take on the Frankenstein monster. They could have done a creature from the Black Lagoon. They could do a werewolf one with his character doing those goofy jokes and jumping around stunts with the special effects. That's where this series should have went. Not Mummy 2, Mummy 3. We're done with the Mummy. Move on to... The character is Brendan Fraser. Take him and put him in different other monster situations. And you're revitalizing the genre. You got Indiana Jones and the monsters. They should have done that, and they didn't. And I still stand by, if I was in Hollywood at the time, an exec, I'd say, no, do that. That is good. Every movie's going to be different. It's not mummies again. No, every one is going to be different. If you're a monster fan, you might want to not go see the Mummy one. You'll go see the Frankenstein one because you like Frankenstein more, or you'll go see the creature. Imagine Brendan Fraser going into the swamps and dealing with a swamp theme, or a creature from the Black Lagoon. Such a genius idea, such a simple idea they could have done. And those sequels did nothing. Crap at the box office. Anyway, I like the first one for what it is. I only wish, in my universe, it would have gone off in that, what I just said. Hey-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Oh, that was pretty good. I actually haven't done that in years. Waka waka. Oh, Kermit, my love. Mwah. I used to do them all. Canzo. Anyway, Muppet movie. The Muppets. what's his name? Oh, what's his name? Segel. Jason Segel. Man, he's big. I was talking about in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. There's that bit at the end where he has the vampire puppet, Muppet, and he does that song with him, and it was like great. And that was his little thing, saying his little notion that he loves the Muppets. He grew up and loves them, and he wanted to revitalize the career, the genre. And he brought them back with the help of some other people. He collaborated pretty much on this film, and I love this film. This film was great. They really knocked it out of the park with the songs. The songs are amazing. And the little character that is friends with Jason Segel, Walter. Where is he? Where is he? I think that's... No, that ain't him. He's not on the cover? Where's Walter? Kind of looks like that guy, but I don't think that's Walter. They don't even have him on the back cover. Wow. Well, anyway, I thought it was inspired casting. That when they're doing that song, Am I a Man, Am I a Muppet, which is a fantastic song. I love that song. And he looks in the mirror, and they have the live action version of his character, and it's Jim Parsons. That was inspired. It was, yeah, that was great. It was great. I loved it. Anyway, Muppets, love the movie. I haven't seen the second one. The second one, although I hear it's very much like Ernest Goes to Jail. Same storyline. Two Kermits, one taking the other place. I'll pick it up. When it comes down, I'll probably pick it up. But, and this, wasn't this originally released in 3D at the theaters? Has yet to get a 3D release in home video. Two more. This, from the Laserdisc days. First time I saw it was on Laserdisc. I had it, watched it many a time. Had the DVD. What happened to Joe Pesci? Where's Joe Pesci? Did he retire? He wins an Oscar for Goodfellas, and then he does some really bad comedies like what was the one where he was the landlord or something? The Super. It was the Super. He was the superintendent of a building, and there were some really bad movies he did. But he did this one, and this one, to quote Roger, knocked it out of the park. My cousin Vinny, so much good in this. Marissa Tomei, him. Fred Herman Munster, Fred Gwynn. You know, sometimes Dad is better. Yeah, that's Pet Sematary. Fred Gwynn was great. What's a Ute? Are you mocking me?
No, I'm not mocking you. You said get a suit, I got a suit.
Yeah, great movie. Love it. Love it. Enough said. This is hilarious. We're coming up on hour 50. I'm going to hang up. Last one. People don't like this. I like it. Been a fan of Ben Stiller. You know, people don't like him. Some people are irritated by him. A lot of people like him. But this I thought had a great cast, and I just loved the wackiness of it. Mystery Men. Very wacky. Very wacky. Janine Garofalo. Put your politics aside. She's pretty funny in this. And in another movie which isn't on Blu-ray, Clay Pigeons. My buddy Vince is in Clay Pigeons. Not Vince Vaughn, Vince Veloff. I want that on Blu-ray. Anyway, I like this. I loved all their little powers. I love that Pee Wee Herman. Paul Rubens is in this. And he's got, his power is farts. And then the guy who's invisible can become invisible if you don't look at him. and the shoveler, you know, William H. Macy is the shoveler, and then you got the guy throwing the spoons and or the forks, and Ben Stiller, and so many great stuff in there. I love this. Artie Lang cameo as Red Eye, one of the Red Eyes. Poor Artie Lang. Anyway, yeah. Mystery Men, simple, non-equal. Those are the M's, folks. Yeah, we're going through these. We're getting done. We're up to the M's. That's halfway there, right? Or is it M is the top of the mountain and we go down now? I don't know. I haven't averaged it out. What the middle of the alphabet is. But I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I'm talked out. I really didn't want to do this today because I went out. I had to do a lot of errands. I was out and about and picked up a lot of groceries and picked up a new picture frame for a part of my wall back there. I put a new poster in, and not this one, not Wicked Wicked, the Infestation, which is the movie Ticks. The Brian used the movie Ticks with Clint Howard, and I got a movie poster signed by Brian Usna and Clint Howard, and it's hanging up over there. I'll show it off later. But I did that, and then I got back, and then I had to clean up around here and do some stuff. And I really wasn't in the mood for this. So I hope this is as entertaining as they have been. I don't have anything new in the M's that I can give a UV code to. And my new pickups were basically older movies, and they don't have any UV codes. So today I don't think I'm going to give one out. I'm peeking, I'm going through here looking. These are all kind of older movies. Yeah, my M's don't have too many new stuff, and the Korean movies don't give you UV codes. Otherwise I'd give you some of those. But anyway, folks, it's been another slice of the alphabet here in Channel Donstar's Defending My Collection series. The series where I show off all my Blu-rays. Yeah. I'm trying to end this. I'm trying to think of something clever, and I should just say goodbye. Until the next video, which should probably be, I think I'm going to go through another box. Did the comics one last week, and I think my next post will be another What's in the Box video. And we'll see what kind of fun stuff we can find in there and see if I can give anything away. Non-sell. But, oh no, that's right. I'm up to 245. If I get, when I get to 300 subscribers on my Channel Donstar YouTube channel, I will do a giveaway. And I don't know what I'm going to give away, but I'm going to do some kind of a contest just because it's 300. And I'm happy because it's 300. 300 subscribers. That's cool. I know people have thousands, 2,000s, million. I'm not that. I'm just having fun. I'm having fun doing this. And I'm having fun talking and bringing up the stories and drinking. It's always a plus for me. Yeah. So guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you just stumbled here and you enjoyed this little M review, hit the subscribe button. Share the video with your friends. If you're out there on YouTube, show them to other of your YouTube viewers and say, hey, check this guy out. Subscribe to him. Because I could use subscribers. I could use some more people. Because when I get to 300, I'm going to give something away. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. It's been great. And until the next video, have a great day. And happy birthday if today's your birthday. And we'll see you in the next video. All right. Bye-bye.